One thing they kind of did on Borderlands 2 that I kind of liked,
I'll keep you that way.
in the pre-sequel, almost like they all had different action skills, but they kind of seemed like everybody had accuracy. Everybody had a little bit of shield upgrade. Everybody had, you know, a little bit of something. They might have done it in different ways, but almost every character kind of seemed like it had everything. And then, like, in Borderlands 2, like, Maya doesn't have, like, you know, she has shield, but it's, like, at a lower level than everybody else. And, you know, she does shield capacity and shield recharge delay. Axton does delay and rate. And then he has a little bit of capacity and preparation. And then, like, Gage does even higher, I think, delay and rate also. And then she has a little bit of capacity and mile in. You know, and some of the skills are kind of like wash, repeat, and reuse on a new character with new numbers. I would like to see him get away and just get your butt. Stop shooting me. See, right after another one comes. I was just waiting for that one clean shot to get him to where I knew I wouldn't miss. Check this chest. Get them on me and then like loot ninja them. Hey, what you doing, dude? Yeah, I need a new sniper. I love it. Yeah, I'm getting where I'm just not killing them.
Fear me, bitches!
Turn that guy loose on him.
Get serious now!
Okay, if it's serious, go get him.
You're gonna be screaming!
The only thing about a Goliath here is he literally won't go over to them spider ants. So if they come over here, he will kill them, but he won't go over there, even if you lead him. And then he won't like come back here and kill all the spider ants, because you could easily get a Goliath right here if he would follow you around the dust. But I think all we're gonna get is a super badass today. Let's try to put a bullet in his head.
You're not cutting my playtime short!
Oh, he did that net glitch thing that they do. Pretty good. He dropped the Raquel. The level 12 Raquel too. It's pretty good. So instead of a Goliath like not being max level and just dropping nothing, they at least drop something now with the community patch. And
Oi, rednecks! I hear you're spreading lies about the Zafford Hodunk War again, scaring your little kids with stories about grandma eating boogeymen and the like. Well, let me give you the only bit of education.
I'm kind of hoping that they do something a little bit different. I mean, I would be perfectly happy if they just gave us another siren, another commando, some type of melee berserker like Krieg. You know, like maybe change it up, maybe make a heavy, like a cross between Brick and Axton that was, you know, into like, he was locked into a machine gun, or, you know, he could pull out a big heavy machine gun and just like lay waste to everybody with his action skill, or even if they borrowed some stuff from, dang, restoration isn't any good. I won't be able to get down to there for a long time. I think it's in restoration. Oh, that's when I shoot other people, so that won't even do anything for me.
Let's just get this out of the way.
you know, even if they steal some of their failed, Battleborn stands on its own as a game, but you know, in general, they didn't get themselves another battle. I mean, they didn't get themselves another Borderlands, and but I hope that they, like I said, they did get their creative juices flowing. They learned a little bit about building games, and then they see that Borderlands fans want Borderlands, and they make another Borderlands game, not like say, oh, we're going to do something completely into left field and just alienate everybody. It's a white bolt action. I don't want that. And I hope whoever they do, they give us another Siren. She has some rich backstory. One thing I was kind of hoping they would do, you notice how you go to Lynchwood and you get Axton's echo recordings, and then you find Maya's in the Wildlife Exploitation Preserve, and then Zero's is in Sawtooth Cauldron, and Salvador's is where you go to get brick. And they kind of put them in areas that were kind of related to the personality of the character or whatever. I don't know why Maya's is in the thing, but you know, what I would like to see is, what if they had a unique start for each character? Like Axton went look for, you know, because he went to do some bounties, so he went to Lynchwood and he got caught by the bandits, and you can start his story right there in Lynchwood, you know, and Lynchwood would be scaled down to level 1, and like you would break free, you know, you'd break loose, and then you'd steal a pistol, and then you would level up in Lynchwood looking for your turret, and then once you got your turret, you would, you know, you'd steal a shield, and then you'd get your turret, and unlock your accuracy skill, and then Axton would cross the dust and go all the way to Sanctuary, and then Maya, I don't know why she would start in the Wildlife Preserve or whatever.
Almost dead?
But
can fix that.
Since Salvador is a bandit, he's kind of looking for the vault. He found out about the vault, so he kind of went and, you know, to talk to people that he's familiar with, which is other, like he's a native, so maybe he went seeking out Brick, and he started off in Brick's area, and you know, you do missions, starter missions for Brick, and that area would be level 1 for him. And then, so like if a solo player played the game, when you wouldn't be playing the exact same game through normal mode, and then true Vault Hunter mode, and then play it at ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and then play it at you know, all the OP levels to get all your gear if you wanted to play it legit.
Got your car ready over there. Let's make some modifications and you'll be good to go.
You wouldn't have to, like, you know, some people play Sniper Zero and then they're stuck to Lyuda, so they're forming up Lyudas and all the elements, and
All right, looking good.
you got to go through the DLC for the whole Scarlet DLC for a Pimpernel, and then I would like a bigger game, but then if you get a bigger game, you got more manufacturers, more characters, then you got the loot problem.
Bandit-looking things from any of my brother's catch
So if you make every character start at a different point, and then, you know, for multiplayer,
Setting my customers on fire. I could take care of my. Have you seen those hood ornaments the Hodunks made of me? I think they're trying to mock me or something. But that design is bad.
I got another mod
Could you scrap some of their cars and bring me a few of those ornaments?
that doesn't seem like it's working either. When normally you have to go in here, you have to slide over to bandit technicals, and then you have to pull up the weapons and select this, and then come over here and find the skin, and then Gearbox patched it to where the skins now stay, but you can't select like catapult and it would stay always to catapult. There's a mod that adds catapult technical first, I think it's called, and it always spawns assault blade first, so you could just come in here, your default skin's on, your catapult's always selected first, and then you can just deploy a vehicle in here, and that's a time saver.
That looks like the car of a psycho murderer. I'm digging it. Get back to the bloodshot dam and try honking your way in again.
But I hope they do something a little different. I would like there to be a siren. Maybe do like another commando, but maybe have, instead of a turret, he just pulls out a heavy gun. Kind of similar, you know, a tanky character. I think what Salvador should have been, he pulls out like a heavy default gun that maybe has some slots in it or something that you can change. You know, you can put different relics in and change it up or upgrade it in some kind of way. You know, kind of like the big heavy Goliaths. They got that big old super chain gun, which is reused from Borderlands 1. Have something like that instead of just a generic commando. And then I don't know, they're pretty much open to do all, you know, you're going to have some kind of stealthy or assassin type character, sniper character. Every game's pretty much had that so far.
I just got sick of her nagging and came out here to make it on my own. That, and I was worried Scooter might have a crush on me. What?
But I'm pretty okay with whatever they come up with. They do pretty good on their character design and skill trees. But it's like, get all the things I would want. The game would kind of get, like I said, back to like what the pre-sequel did. I mean, because every manufacturer you add, every new character you add, the loot pool is going to get more and more diluted, and so you have to have a longer and longer game. And so, but if they design the game around the DLCs, knowing that the DLCs are going to have, you know, X amount of XP, they could design the game from the very beginning to have, okay, we're going to do 4 or 6 DLCs, and then, you know, this much of XP is allotted, and design it where there's only 2 playthroughs, just a, you know, a normal mode and a, you know, a harder mode. Because I mean, forming up all that gear for a certain build that you want and all those different levels is kind of, it's a little bit too much and kind of wears you out. Most of my abandoned characters is just because I got bored. I didn't want to play through. Like, either I wasn't having fun with the character anymore, I realized something that I thought would work isn't going to work the way I thought it would, or I just like can't play the game anymore. I don't want to. Like I said, the way the game is set up right now, like,
You got enough ornaments.
if you do every single mission in this game, do all the DLC, I think you'll end up being like something like level 40, but then the guns stop dropping around like level, I think 30 in the main game, and like 30, I think they may go up to 35 in the DLCs. But by the time you do one DLC, you're already, you know, above the level of the DLC. And so then you got to start the next DLC. You can't actually play the game all the way through. And I don't like that. I wish they would make it. So what I normally do is just do story mode only. I'm always a little bit behind on the level, but I kind of like it that way, and my badass rank kind of takes care of some of that for me.
People are gonna see that when they come in and be like, that one's my favorite.
Some people were talking about weapons proficiencies coming back from Borderlands 1, where kind of like in Skyrim, where if you use a one-hander sword, your one-hander would get more proficient and it would make it stronger and all that.
Looking good.
So like you could build Maya as a actual cat, where all her SMG does more damage and stuff. But the only problem I see with that is, badass rank, you grind through several characters, through several playthroughs, and then if you get too much,
Explosions, theft, and interior design.
you get too
Hell
much
of a
badass, too much badass points on a single character, you can kind of like prestige them, or kind of like do a legendary like in Skyrim and reset them, and then form more badass with that. You don't have to do like, I don't want to do Crouching Tiger hidden assault rifle where you get like 10,000 kills while crouching with an assault rifle. That's just stupid. I'll get level 1 on that just out of accident, and then prestige my badass rank, and then start over. But you basically form badass rank through multiple characters, but with proficiencies, I do like the idea. Like maybe you could put like kind of like with gemstones or a slightly better weapon, you could put proficiencies per character, but that's what I don't really like about that scenario. That if you put endless proficiencies, you're going to end up with an OP8 Maya, and it's still going to be doing the same thing as what badass rank does. So then what you're going to do, put a per character, turn off your proficiencies, because eventually if you do all SMG, her SMG proficiency is going to be so damn high, she's going to be getting 200%. And then if you just make it a little buff, I'm okay with that. But it's a per, if basically you max out your proficiency with Maya as a cat, she basically turns all assault rifles into what's equivalent to a gemstone, like just slightly better stats on all SMGs. I'd be okay with that, but I wouldn't want like endless proficiency to where you can make your badass rank, your proficiency relic, get up to like 250% SMG damage. That would be kind of stupid and be the same thing as badass rank, except you'd have to grind it with one character, and then when you made a new character, you'd have to grind all new proficiencies. And I would just rather grind badass rank and have it on all characters. One criticism a lot of people said is they don't like badass rank because of shield recharge delay. If you're playing a melee character, you have to go out your way to find like these super high 7-second recharge delay to get like a normal 4 seconds, which you would normally use on a 4-second character. And I'm like, well, they make bad shields in this game. They do have some pretty crappy, terrible shields. But what I was thinking for this is let people deselect. Like instead of just Q disable stat, put a checkbox by each thing, and let you just disable just shield recharge delay if you want to play a melee 0. And then I don't know, you playing an elemental, like say there's a new elemental character and it's just the damage is like, if they would port Athena over to Borderlands 2, I wish that was another mod. I wish somebody could look into the DLC structure of how they did like Gage and Krieg, and kind of like come up with a way to like swap one of those characters through a mod, and maybe take but I don't think you could add the assets from the pre-sequel to Borderlands 1. But it'd be nice if they merged the two games. It'd be pretty freaking cool if you could play Athena, because Athena's still alive. I want elemental damage or critical hit, and I don't get the choice, so I gotta start buffing everything to 30%. That's what I do. I just go to the next percentage and however many points it takes to max out, get max health at 30%, and then after I get all, you know, get it to 30%, I move down to the next stat. And then if that stat isn't available, I do the one next below it until everything gets maxed out at 30%. And then when I do that, the next one I'll get 31%. And I'll just keep going. But
It looks like one of ours.
I always thought when they did the pre-sequel, when they was going to do the Handsome Jack collection, I always thought they were going to rebalance it, come out with the new, you know, all the loot hunt balances and stuff, and then like rebalance like Borderlands and the pre-sequel like somewhere in the middle, and then just merge them and make them one actual game. And then like, yeah, you couldn't take these characters and do the pre-sequel, but you could take like, say, just for beating the pre-sequel, you'd let you take like just like Sir Lady Hammerlock wouldn't be bad in this game. Jack or Timothy wouldn't be bad in this game. Athena wouldn't be bad in this game. You know, could you imagine all the possibilities opened up? Athena could use a, you know, I mean, the Avalanche was basically just a cryo version of the Hide of Terra, but then she didn't have a Hide of Terra. Because they, okay, what are we going to take Badmaw out with? We want to take Badmaw out. If he downs us, we don't want to want a sniper rifle. We want a splash damage to get around his shield. Probably going to take the midgets out with the dog. And I think that'll do good. That'd be good. I was kind of hoping they would do that with the Handsome collection, but I guess it would be a lot of work. You'd have to merge all the changes done with the pre-sequel engine, and then you'd have to have a whole new element, and then I think a lot of people would go back and play Borderlands. I mean, a lot of people are, because a lot of people are posting up playthroughs with the Handsome collection. I don't have the Handsome collection. I just have all the games with all the DLCs, so it's basically the same thing. And whatever changes they made for the Handsome collection is hot fixed into my game. So I essentially do have the Handsome collection, but I thought they were going to do that. But because, like I said, Maya's got new, more powerful skill. I mean, Lilith's got new, more powerful skills, and maybe through a DLC where you could play as Brick and Roland.
We got an intruder! Get him, Badmaw!
Even though it kind of doesn't make sense story-wise, I think it'd be a cool thing to do. But they didn't do it. But they could do it for the Borderlands 3. Or maybe like in 10 to 15 years they could do Borderlands. Bring back all the characters who's alive and maybe remaster them.
This will work.
Give me a grenade, piece of iridium, oh, an electric. I've been getting good drops. Normally I don't get good elemental weapons this early. I normally get like, oh, here's a bandit shotgun, but it's just a bandit shotgun. And then here's a bandit SMG, but it's just a bandit SMG. Very rarely do I get elemental only. But I'm getting a lot of elemental. but I always find my gets better too. But if they did, you know, 6 characters and say they started
You're in? Great. Roland should be around here
on
somewhere.
the outsides
Sure
of
you
the
can handle
map
yourself,
from
but if
complete
anything
different
happens to
areas,
Roland, make sure nothing happens
and
to
would
Roland.
basically do the same story, kind of like what a Telltale Games would do, get Telltale involved with the story and make one character go through the story, but it's the same story, but it's just from a different arc. You know, they would circle around the outside of the map and then go to the areas that the other characters started in, and then it would scale. Every level is up, you know, level 1 when you use level 1, and then as you went to the other levels, you know, from the other characters started, and it would scale them up, you know. And ooh, there's a nice Tesla in there.
Nothing like a comeback anytime.
I don't know, man. This thing is so stupid, though. A fastball is a stupid, stupid grenade. I'm gonna keep the fastball, but